Well done, lass. You left those Illuminati smarting, and without so much as a scratch to show for it. Now I'm sure you'd like to finish them off, and we would too, if truth be told, but I'm sorry to say we have a problem. While Wedge and I were out on patrol, we saw something, you see. A meeting between Maid and the enemy. And then she handed the codex fragment over, just like that. The way she sauntered back into Alexander with the Illuminati, you'd think this was their plan all along. It certainly looks that way, aye, but we can't rule out the possibility of coercion, considering the parties involved. Foolish uplanders. Treasure Hunter was happy to give codex, and why not? She makes busy deals with Illuminati since very beginning. And now Illuminati hold all fragments of the codex. Treasure Hunter betrays Uplanders' trust and forfeits their future in so doing. What a load of old bollocks! How daft does he think we are? Now, Biggs, if the Grand Master of the Illuminati said it, it must be true. Everything is as written, as it must be. If Illuminati are to guide Chosen to perfect world, not one piece can be out of place. With this, another page becomes reality. When Illuminati find missing piece, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Goodness me, that goblin hasn't the faintest idea how Uplanders' minds work. I would have been prepared to believe that Maid was a traitor had he not bothered to come here and confirm it. Now I'm inclined to think she isn't. There may be truth to what Quick Thinks says. Backrick scours over data looking for knowings of what happened 3 years ago. Backricks finds mention of group of Ori treasure hunters. 3 years ago, group went to investigate ruins near Thaliak River, only to perish in sudden shivery shakes. 3 years ago, you say? That wouldn't be the earthquake that accompanied the failed summoning of that primal, would it? Bugger me. Are you saying it was the treasure hunters doing the summoning, and that Maid was one of them? Now hold on a minute. I'm willing to accept that Maid may have been a member of this doomed expedition, she being an Ori treasure hunter and all, but I fail to see what interest such a group would have in the ideals of the Codex, let alone summoning a primal. Such was question Backricks asked himself, so he spends much time gathering knowings, and finds answer in book lent to him by Sharlayan Uplander. Genius technologist who writes Codex 100 years ago is Ori Zayla, with blue hair, exactly like Maid. No, Maid would never make busy deals with bad gobbies. Round Rock searches for Maid, hears truth from her. Round Rocks, wait! If you're worried about Round Rocks, don't be. Wedge won't let her come to any harm. Truth be told, I'm more worried about this business with Maid. Still, we should be careful of making any rash decisions, as you can bet that's what the Illuminati want. For now, I reckon we should give her the benefit of the doubt. Innocent till proven guilty and all that. And anyway, we've got more pressing matters to deal with, namely taking back that Codex fragment and pushing on into Alexander before the Illuminati have a chance to shore up their defences. You ready for another round? Good. The sooner you get going, the better, I reckon. Oh, and when you're in the belly of the beast, be sure and break something for me, eh? Ah, you haven't seen Round Rocks, have you? I was looking forward to hearing about the new treasures she's found. I see. Well, I'll not lie to you, some of it's true. I did meet with the Illuminati, but that's not the whole story. Allow me to explain. You're saying you handed over the Codex fragment to stop the Illuminati from coming here and taking it? Yes, but the fragment I handed over to them was naught but a stone picked from a pile of rubble. The true Codex fragment is here, safe and sound. Ha! I bloody knew Quick-Thinks was lying. The way he told it, you'd been working with the Illuminati all along. Load of old bilge, the lot of it. I'm afraid not. Quick-Thinks told you true. In fact, it was I who first taught the goblins how to summon the primal. I meant only to use them for my own ends, of course, much as I did you. The author of the Codex was an ancestor of mine. The creation of the so-called perfect world proposed within it has long been the goal of certain members of our tribe, myself included. For years we strove in secret to realize its high ideals, free of the twisted elitism which seems to have infected the Illuminati. During that time, there was one who served as our leader, a man who made us believe that our perfect world was within reach, a man with whom I fell in love. I wished for nothing more than to see his dreams come to fruition. So blind was my devotion, I agreed to help him summon a primal without a second thought. The danger to our lives never even crossed my mind, but on that day 3 years ago, I came to know the folly of our mission. In an instant, the infernal machine laid waste to our hopes, snuffing out the lives of my companions, and the man I loved was dragged into its core. In a last desperate attempt to make right our mistake, I called forth a barrier with which to seal Alexander. At that moment, however, the Codex shattered and the Colossus vanished without a trace. When the dust settled, I found myself surrounded by the broken fragments of the Codex, the cold, accusing remnants of our dream of a perfect world. We were fools to think only of the future. I did not realize it until my friends were gone, but the time we spent on our journey together, pursuing a shared dream, those moments were as precious as any paradise we could have hoped to build. It's a sad old tale, I'll give you that, but it doesn't explain why you had the Illuminati summon the primal, or why you had us help you infiltrate it. After everything you've been through, you can't seriously think any good will come of reviving Alexander. You all but said as much yourself. Good has nothing to do with it. Understand, I did not act out of any lingering adherence to my old ideals. I simply wanted to see him again, and perhaps walk to the ends of the world with him. Him? Mide cannot mean Alexander. Not Alexander itself, but the soul, I believe, still resides within. Soul of Uplander sleeps in giant machine. Never has Backrix heard such unsense. Mide must abandon this. Now's not the time. I've got one more question to ask you. What happens when all the Codex fragments are brought together? Alexander was born from hearts that yearned for a perfect world. The writings of the Codex inspired such a desire, but they are more than just a collection of text. The Codex can also be used to control the primal. To be precise, 2 elements are required, a complete Codex and one capable of reading it. When both are present, Alexander can be commanded to transport its residents wherever they choose. I myself was once able to read the Codex, but those days are long gone. Now the fragments are as dead to me as the stones beneath my feet. There is another, however, to whom the Codex still responds, one we all know quite well. What? Round rocks? Are you saying that little girl is the key to controlling a bleeding primal? Round Rocks has been captured. Curse me for a fool. I should have known better than to underestimate the Illuminati. I assumed the missing piece in their plan was the Codex fragment, but they were talking about Round Rocks all along. We must mount a rescue, now, without delay. To the Illuminati, she's no better than a cog in that monstrous machine. It is like that she's being held somewhere in or close to Alexander's upper body. Continue your push through the left arm, and while the Illuminati are distracted, I'll search for a way forward. Uplander sends quick thinks scurrying. Illuminati think twice before threatening us again. Uplander is nearly through left arm. Next Uplander must push forward into inner parts and save Round Rocks. Congratulations on your victory over Quick Thinks. While you were busy dismantling his flying machine, I finished charting Alexander's interior. The chamber you reached is situated in the innermost part of the left sector, which means your next aim should be... Backrix does not trust Treasure Hunter. 3 years ago she summoned Metal Giant. Backrix wonders if she still wishes to finish mission of dead comrades. I do not blame you for doubting me. Truth be told, my former mentors often stressed that were the unthinkable to happen, it would be my burden, as the youngest, to carry on their work. But building the Codex's perfect world was their dream, not mine. I only borrowed it. As long as I was with those I held dear, I could happily have devoted myself to any cause. Seeing their passion, their joy, that was what filled me with resolve, and it was that which drove me to collect the pieces of the Codex. All their talk of learning and reason, of justice and perfection, meant little to me in itself. I sometimes wonder why I was able to read the Codex in the first place. Mayhap it was because my youthful mind was a blank slate, receptive to any ideal if put convincingly enough. In the end, of course, it didn't matter. The primal took my friends' passion, their joy and their idealism, and ground them into dust. Though I survived, my commitment to the cause did not. Put simply, I had no need for a perfect world without them to share it, so believe me when I tell you that I did not seek Alexander's return to realise the dreams of the dead. I only wished to see him again. Meaning your leader? The section of Alexander you've been exploring is called Midas, after a king from a legend of Eld. Midas entreated the gods for a finger that would turn all he touched into gold, and the gods duly obliged, but in his carelessness he transformed the one he loved most in the world into a lifeless golden statue, and thus the thing he coveted became his undoing. So it was with me and mine. Had we but paused for a moment to consider the means, and not simply the end, mayhap my friends would still be alive, but we did not, and they are gone. My one remaining wish is simple, to speak with the man I love once more. If I could do that, I would be satisfied. There, I've told you everything. Assuming no one else wishes to question my motives, I would speak of Roundrox's rescue, as was my original intent. Now listen well. Alexander is divided into 3 main sections, each powered by an independent core. You've already fought your way through to the innermost part of Midas, the left arm. The core lies only a little way beyond, but you may be sure that the Illuminati will have deployed the bulk of their forces to defend it. Hold on a minute, why would they choose to keep Roundrox there? The cores are just power sources. You are correct, and the answer is they wouldn't. Roundrox is most likely being held within Alexander's upper body, but the Illuminati have locked the entrances from either arm, making it impossible to enter. Our only choice is to stop the core, and in so doing, stop Alexander. I see. Why, that's actually rather clever. The Illuminati need Roundrox to control the Primal, but if it can't move, they'd have no need for her. At the very least, they'll have no choice but to keep her safe until the Primal is in working order again. Activating those cores would have used up every crystal the Illuminati had. If we destroy the second one, I doubt they'll have enough to get them operational again. To what plan does truly think Metal Giant can be toppled? Treasure Hunter truly believes Soul of Lost Love sleeps in Metal Giant. Madness. But Backrix does not doubt resolve to rescue Roundrox. Go with my deep into Midas and deactivate second core, but do not underestimate Illuminati. Day and night they bring supplies into Steel Fortress. Backrix suspects Illuminati are tinker making new weapons. Second core, I do believe. Once that's out of commission, Alexander won't be going anywhere. Dayan, would that I could see you just once more. Farewell, my love. You? Too frightened to face us alone, I see. Not that I blame you. We all know what happened last time. To usher in future that has been writ, even strongest Gobby must sometimes pretend to be weak and let enemies win. Oh, pretending were you? And I suppose losing this core was all part of your plan? Don't make me laugh. You know as much about the future as we do. Quickthinks knows all. For example, Quickthinks knows one among Uplanders carries true fragment of Codex. It seems the game is up, Biggs. There's no hiding the truth from Quickthinks. Very well, I admit it. I have the fragment, but I won't be handing it over to the likes of you. Oi, Wedge, didn't you hear him? He knows all. Which means he knows that what you're carrying's a worthless rock. while I've got the genuine article tucked away in my small clothes. Quickthinks already knows conclusion of Uplander's childish games. He's coming for me. What's he waiting for? Long ago was outcome decided. Uplanders think they're victorious, but luck is no friend to them today. What? And now Codex belongs to Illuminati. All pieces fall into our hands. Far as I can make out, the thing's in good working order. No damage, no signs of tampering. I can only think that it was an energy fluctuation that did it. Just bad luck. Bad luck? You're saying it was pure chance that the platform stopped at that exact moment? Then what about Quickthinks? There's no way you could have predicted something like that. The odds would be infinitesimal. Well, however he did it, the fact remains that he did, but that doesn't mean you have to stand for it. When someone takes something from you, you just have to take it back. Do Uplanders forget something? Matters are too urgent for such foolish doings. What? Tongue flaps of Uplander make Backrix almost to laugh. Uplander claims already to have stopped core and lost fragment to Quickthinks. Look here, Uplander, Backrix is brain-cased like steel trap, catching all heard things, all seen things, and he saw Uplanders leave but few moments ago. Backrix senses something is amiss. Backrix is certain that Uplanders left for Metal Giant only moments before returning. He watches Uplanders disappear over horizon with own two eyes. But it is impossible to return so soon if Uplander's tale is true. Why Treasure Hunter also makes such claims, Backrix does not know. Go Uplander, trade tongue flaps with Mide, and together think of explanation. Have you been able to make any sense of Backrix's account? According to his version of events, we would scarcely have had time to reach the core, much less shut it down. But we were all there, we all know what happened. Are you sure he's not just confused? Maybe he got lost in all that data of his and forgot the time. I'm afraid not. That is, unless the goblin standing watch near Alexander was also confused. His reports corroborate Backrix's. No, something else is going on here, I'm certain of it. The question is, what? If we assume for a moment that the goblin's accounts are true, then hardly any time has passed since we entered the barrier around Alexander. Time stopped. Impossible. Impossible? You mean like Quickthinks predicting exactly what was going to happen in the core room? I hate to say it, but maybe he wasn't talking out of his arse. If time doesn't work the same in there, maybe he saw the future. There may be another explanation for that. There is a device deep within Alexander capable of performing complex mathematical calculations. It's not outside the realm of possibility that it could be used to predict the outcome of simple events. Using mathematics to predict the future? Now even if I could believe that, it wouldn't explain this business with Backrix. Biggs is right. Perhaps the presence of the primal somehow disrupted the flow of time within the barrier. It's only a theory, of course, and a far-fetched one at that, but it might go some way towards explaining recent events. To be clear, you are implying that the Illuminati are aware of this temporal disruption and have been using it to somehow gaze into the future? Very well. If you're willing to accept that, why not go further? Might it not be the case that they have found a way to bend time to their will? By moving back and forth in time, the Illuminati could effectively manipulate the present however they saw fit. They would ever remain one step ahead of us, our every effort doomed to fail from the first. Now that's a sobering theory, but it's still only a theory, right? There's no point panicking just yet. Wedge, give the Chief a call on your link pearl, why don't you? If anyone knows how to untangle this knot, it's him. Chief, it's me. It's about Alexander. We've noted something strange about time inside the primal. What? No, not our time inside the primal. The time. I mean, time itself. Chief, it might be best if you just came here. Aye, we'll await your arrival. Is that a heated debate I hear? Boys, you started without me. Now what was that you were saying over the link pearl? Something about running out of time? Sid insisted that I accompany him, though I would have come even if he had not. Matters have taken a turn for the worse, I gather. You can say that again. The etheric fluctuations are akin to those I observed shortly before the primal's awakening. In the absence of a functioning core, its form is dissipating, albeit slowly. Ishtolo, would you mind lending me your goggles for a moment? It can't hurt to have a second opinion. What in the seven hells? The aether pouring from the primal is flowing backwards, as if time were passing in reverse. That cannot be. Such a phenomenon is wholly without precedent. Knowing so little of this primal's capabilities, however, it would be remiss to discount the possibility outright. If it is as we fear, then at this very moment Alexander could be undoing our efforts to shut down its cause. All of our labours would have been for naught. Ah, the treasure hunter of whom we've heard so much. You seem unperturbed by our outlandish speculations. Was this perchance the subject of Wedge's communication? Gods help us. If there's any truth to this, it won't matter how many cores we disable. The Illuminati will simply undo any damage we cause. Then what do we do, Chief? How do we even begin to fight something like that? To erase the past, to return to a clean slate. Could Dayan have known? Preparations for restoration of Codex are complete. Calculations show margin of error for future readings is 0.03%. Foolish Gobby, when future is decided, there is no error. There is no failure. Listen well, chosen of Illuminati. At last, all pieces are in place. No longer must wise suffer foolishness of unwise. Time has come to backstrike. Inferiors will make way for perfect world, or die. Now, restore the Codex. Now is Alexander Illuminati's to control. Soon will cores disabled by Uplanders be disabled no longer. Reverse time. Once power flows to third core, Alexander will be fully operational, and with third core will its true potential awaken. Wings of time will unfurl, and all of history will be at mercy of Illuminati. Chosen ones will amend mistakes of past and reshape world into perfection. At last, prophecies of the Codex will be fulfilled. And Quick thinks all thoughts will rule as king of new world, of correct world. Chosen ones, menders of history, be proud to serve as builders of this paradise. Y'shtola and the Chief have returned to Matoya's cave. Don't worry, between them they're sure to find the answer to our problems. If it isn't waiting on a shelf in the Sharlayan annals, it will be in some forgotten corner of the Chief's brain, you mark my words. And the next time we meet Quick Thinks, we'll be ready for him. Adventurer, there's something I would like to discuss with you, but mayhap it would be best to wait until we are safely back at the short stop. I'll see you there. I suppose I should start by apologising for everything. Were it not for me, the Illuminati would never have summoned that infernal machine, or gained the means to control it. And now Quick Thinks possesses the power to manipulate time, to foresee the future and erase the past. I dare not think how he'll use it. Returning the cores to their former state was but a foretaste. When all three are active and Alexander can traverse both time and space, nothing will stand between the Illuminati and their twisted utopia. We cannot let it come to that. Somehow we must find a way to stop them. But first, we must rescue Round Rocks. Of all the innocent victims of this sorry tale, her plight pains me the most. The short stop just isn't the same without her. I hope someone will keep her treasures safe until she returns. Oh, adventurer, you come at an opportune moment. It seems we have a visitor. I was pacing about thinking of Round Rocks when something in the shadows drew my eye. I caught only a brief glimpse, but it bore an uncanny resemblance to Quick Thinks' constant companion. Shanoa, was it? If that girl's here, there's a good chance her Illuminati keepers are close by. We'd best track her down and quickly. Follow me. Just as I thought, it is Shanoa. Or is it? One curl kitten looks much the same as another, and she doesn't seem to have brought any of her friends. Over there! Uplanders, what are all these snap crashings and... An Illuminati spy, sent by Quickthinks to observe our movements, like as not. Given the sizable disadvantage at which we find ourselves, we thought it best to relieve him of duty. He spent his final moments babbling about all of the Illuminati's deranged schemes, claimed that once the final core was activated and Alexander fully operational, the fortress would gain the power to travel through time, taking them along with it. He seemed quite convinced that Quickfix was a prophet of sorts, a traveller from the future come to the present to return history to its proper state. Aye, and that's not the half of it. According to him, the battle for history has already been won, and not by us, for the future is writ in the Codex, and we but play out our roles in it. Quickthinks, a traveller from the future? That would certainly explain how he was able to anticipate our every move. Could it be that he has already conquered the world of tomorrow? Have all of our efforts been in vain? Bah! Tongue flaps of crazed Illuminati make braincase hurt. Backricks would speak of different subject. What brings Uplanders back to shortstop? Having settled upon a plan of action, Sid and I were in the process of making our final preparations with Master Matoya when this kitten scampered in, mewing as if to beckon us. We duly followed her, and she led us here, much to the dismay of this fellow at our feet. I'm not one to look a gift curl in the mouth, but something about all of this doesn't sit right with me. She's been at Quickthinks' side, make that on his bloody head every step of the way, and now she decides to betray her keepers. If the cat could speak our tongue, I would have a question or two for her, mayhap even 3. Ugh, I can't believe I'm even considering this, but then it wouldn't be the strangest thing I've heard today. You there, cat. You're Shanoa, Quickthinks' little familiar, aren't you? 2 mews for yeah, 1 for nay. Mew, mew. Did she truly... Do you want to go home? Mew. 7 hells, I think the bloody furball might actually understand us, but that doesn't mean we can trust her. For all we know, she could be here to do her master's dirty work. A moment, Uplanders. Tongue flaps of Roundrox came to Backrix's brain case. 3 years ago when Roundrox found Codex Splinterstone, Roundrox says Black Curl Child is there. Onlooking, Backrix thinks nothing of this then, but now... You mean to imply that Shanoa here was present when we attempted the summoning? I very much doubt that. If she were a kitten 3 years ago, she would be a fully grown curl by now. Unless, that is, she took a shortcut through time. An implausible theory, I grant you, but one we cannot well dismiss in the light of recent events. If true, it would raise a still more troubling possibility that Roundrox's discovery of the Codex was no mere coincidence, but an event orchestrated by Quickthinks to further his own ends. Oh, this just gets better and better. Look, whatever is going on here, we're not like to find out by standing around talking. We need to delve deeper into that fortress. And as luck would have it, Wedge claims his latest invention will allow us to do just that. I've sent him and Biggs on ahead to the Maker's Quarter to perform their final tests. Meet them there when you're ready. I'll join you as soon as my own preparations are complete. To travel back in time and set past wrongs aright, who could resist such temptation, and how grievous the consequences of surrendering to it? For in allowing the past to consume us and making our every choice, our every action the correct one, would we not cease to live in the present and in turn lose sight of the future? 'Tis a path not to redemption, but to madness. Ah, all fired up and ready to go, are we? Then I'd best hurry up and brief you on the task at hand. In a nutshell, we'll be attacking the Primal on 2 fronts. As we speak, Ystola's leading an attempt to cut off the primal source of Aether. Our job, meanwhile, will be to head into the belly of the beast and rescue young Roundrocks. Without her to view the Codex for him, the Illuminati won't be able to turn back time anymore, giving us a fighting chance of beating the bastards. The chief reckons that the shortest path is through the giant's great fat noggin, the only problem being that it's inside the barrier. Not to worry though, Wedge's latest wonder will take care of that. He's dubbed it the BBG-2, which he tells me is short for Barrier Be Gone. Of course, the barrier doesn't just serve to keep folk out, it also keeps the primal in, that being why Maid and her mates raised the bleeding thing in the first place. So the moment it goes down, there'll be nothing to stop the Colossus from running rampant if it has a mind to. Which means we're going to need to move fast. The chief will take the Excelsior in as close as he can to Alexander's head, where you'll jump off and secure us away inside. Wasting no time, you'll then climb back aboard and Wedge will re-engage the barrier, all before our metal friend even knows what's happening. Got it? Good, because we've got our work cut out for us. Let's get going. Alright, time to deactivate the barrier. The smoke is too thick, can't see a damn thing. You'll have to press on alone. Fine work, old friend. Thanks to you, we have our way in. Stay where you are, we're coming. But first, now that you're clear, we'd best get that barrier back up before the big fellow gets restless. Wedge, ready the BBG-2 and reactivate the barrier on my mark. Mark. Excellent timing, Y'shtola. We've done it. We have a clear path into the heart of the beast. Good. 'Tis a relief to hear that at least one side of the operation proceeded according to plan. The same may not be said of the other. Our efforts to cut off the primal source of aether proved wholly ineffective. Quite why, I cannot say, though I'm hopeful that one among us can. What, Maid? On the basis that she summoned the damn thing, you mean? I think you'd better explain. Like all primals, Alexander constantly draws aether from its surroundings, both to sustain itself and to gain in strength. Master Matoya and I believed we could disrupt, or at the very least inhibit this process by means of Arcanima. By creating a vast, impassable etheric membrane between the primal and the land from which it drinks, which is why the old witch had me place those infernal devices of hers in every nook and cranny of this place. Are you telling me they don't work? Yes and no. As far as we can tell, the Arcanima are functioning precisely as intended, and yet, for reasons we've been unable to ascertain, they have had no measurable effect on the primal. Alright, out with it, Maid. If there's anything you haven't told us, we need to hear it now. We're running out of options. I fear it will not avail us, but very well. It all began with a curious encounter in my younger days. I was out playing on my own one day when a stranger appeared before me. He told me anything my heart wished for could be mine, if I but heeded his words. In my youth, I did not fully comprehend what the man was proposing at the time. Nevertheless, his words seemed to burn themselves into my very soul. Reunite the scattered shards of the Codex, he said, and perform the sacred rite before the ruins that yet stand strong against the river's flow. Then and only then shall your hopes and dreams become reality." With that he handed me a relic, a horn with a tip of metal, which seemed as foreign as to hail from another world. It would serve as a catalyst for the summoning, he explained. A gift from your friend, Travanchet, and then he was gone. Travanchet? I know the man. Our paths crossed during my time in Limsa, in the days before the calamity. I might have guessed that the Ascians had a hand in this. The horn of which you speak was once rumoured to reside on Seal Rock. It is a lost relic of the ancients with the power to manipulate the etheric energy in the very air around us. The Scions have long pursued the horn, fearing the devastation that might ensue were an artifact of such power to fall into the wrong hands. Finally, I do begin to see. If I have the right of it, Alexander's Third Corps is using the horn to draw aether from far and wide. 'Tis little wonder our plan failed. Even without moving an ilm, the Primal possesses the means to drain not just this land of aether, but our very star. Then our course is clear. If the old witch's magics won't avail us, we will just have to get inside and dismantle the core the old-fashioned way. Indeed, and yet we must be wary. We've seen the course of time reversed once before, we may well see it again. Even should we succeed in destroying our target, there is naught to prevent the Illuminati from simply returning the stricken core to its previous state. Aye, they are free to turn back the clock again and again, the Primal growing stronger all the while. So what do we do then? We can't just give up. No, we press on, lest we forget. Controlling Alexander requires the Codex, and the Codex is but a useless piece of stone without the mind of the Gobby girl. If we can rescue Roundrox, Quick thinks we'll have no way to flip the hourglass. The Circle of Knowing once tasked me with recovering the horn, and 'twas through mine own negligence that Travanchet acquired it. That it now endangers our world is my responsibility. Even were I not a scion, I should do all in my power to make amends. Whatever assistance I can offer, it's yours. Then it begins. I'll send word to our friends in Idleshire. Biggs, Wedge, ready the Excelsior. Prepare for departure. Let Operation Rescue Roundrox commence.